here at Lumley Bayshore Community Center. We'll be right back after the national anthem. Here we are, Spencer Byers alongside Steve McCarthy for tonight's OLA Junior B Lacrosse Owen Sound North Stars against the Elora Mohawks. Elora second right now in the Western Conference, as we'll get a chance to look at their starting goalie, former Owen Sound North Star, Sam Forbes. As you see there, 808 save, 7-1. They've only lost 2 games all season, as again, they're only 2 points behind the undefeated Six Nations Rebels for number 1 in the Western Conference. With a win tonight, they will tie them as Six Nations plays Windsor tomorrow night. And then starting for your Owen Sound North Stars right now, covered up by the litany of North Stars, will be Nick Sanderson, back in the cage tonight. He had a great performance, or at least a great 40 minutes after the first last Thursday, so he'll get back in the net tonight. He again was acquired from Newmarket in one of the Eastern divisions. I believe that'd be the Far East division. Steve, big one here between Owen Sound and Elora. Elora on a 2-game winning streak. They beat Guelph yesterday 12-7, while Owen Sound lost their most recent game on Sunday against Hamilton. Only 7-6 though, and Hamilton again, one of those higher ranked teams. So Owen Sound seemingly playing everybody close this year. Yeah,
they have trouble scoring, so they're going to need a big night from Nick Sanderson again between the pipes, and he's been pretty good ever since coming over from Newmarket. So they'll be counting on him heavily, no doubt.
Elliot Thompson for Owen Sound wins the face-off, but it will get right to the Mohawks early, but that ball whacked away there by, it looked to be Bryce Martin. And move forward, and here they come. Or pardon me, that was actually Owen Pryor there with the takeaway in the defensive zone. Now Carter Moran, one of the only leading scorers on this Owen Sound team, dressed tonight. Owen Sound a little more of a makeshift lineup we normally see. Morrison's shot, that saved by Sam Forbes. Picked up though by Morrison, so Owen Sound's gonna have to send some more offensive guys back out. As now that's Coughlin.
Yeah, that's a good sign, picking up that loose ball and getting a new 30. That's something they've struggled with this year, and hopefully they can to make that a repeat all night long and get those extra offensive sets and wear down the D.
Possession now to the Mohawks. We'll see what they can do on their first real offensive possession here for the second-ranked team in the Western Conference. That ball mishandled, a little sloppy here by the Mohawks early. They got about half the shot clock remaining. Around the top they come, still looking for a shot. Now they only got 8 to work. Owen's doing a great job keeping them to the outside, and then that shot, great save by Sanderson. Second chance shot there, almost had an opportunity, but now Elora with a chance to reset. Elora very far out with their offense. Owen Sound doing a good job, at least to start this game, of keeping Elora away. That 2-man game can't get that one on target. Into the middle, nobody home. Holden Stevenson will have possession and hand it off to Calvin Stewart.
Yeah, good job by the Owen Sound defense there. They bent but did not break. Oh, nice save by Forbes.
That's Everest Lone Wickens there on the transition pass. Owen Sound got cooked on Thursday with that exact pass, but tonight it seemed like they caught Elora with that one, just 2 minutes into this one.
Yeah, and that's something that they'll really want to focus on, is winning that transition game tonight with a lot of their offensive guys out tonight for various reasons.
They're going to blow that one, and they're going to switch possession. So now Owen Sound with it, and that picked up by Travis Morrison, one of the A's, and he will wait and give it off to Joel Coughlin. Quickly over to Elliot Thompson, who the main face-off taker now, often to play a little bit of offense here tonight again with all the missing men for Owen Sound. Coughlin trying to bump through. Morrison trying to give him some space, and Morrison will. So Coughlin shot from well out, saved and kept there by Sam Forbes. Elora trying to get the stretch pass away, and they will now, but a little later than I would have hoped. That held by Brinley Wilson. Wilson, the leading scorer for this Elora team, third in the OLA. Into the middle, that ball popped right into the orange paint there of Sanderson. So we might be able to see a goalie clinic here tonight between Forbes and Sanderson if they both come to play, which so far they have.
Yeah, and Sanderson looks like he's sporting a new big Woody. He was using the smaller field stick earlier when he first came over from Newmarket, and that should help protect the 5-hole even more so.
That ball squirts into Forbes' paint. I actually saw that during the warm-ups that he did have the bigger net. We talked about it last Thursday about using the smaller stick, more of an NLL-style stick. He's now using the more MSL-style stick.
Yeah.
As Elora, again, looking to get something here on offense. They've kind of struggled on offense to start this game off here, but again, very early, as that ball again will bounce into the paint and kept there by Sanderson, who will quickly outlet it there to Moran. Moran in transition. Hands it off to Thompson. Thompson around the edge. Thompson in! And saved there by Forbes, but it looked like he stepped in regardless, so it wouldn't have counted. But Elliot Thompson, again, not normally on the offensive end, but a good opportunity there for Owen Sound.
Yeah, made a real strong move to get to the net. Yeah, did run out of real estate, but nonetheless had a good scoring opportunity. It should bode well for his confidence going forward.
McGougal tried to get that one into the middle. Now Wilson tries to retrieve. Wilson will not beat Sanderson to it, and Sanderson looking real comfortable with that big stick. Again, I wondered if that might be a problem here tonight, switching sticks, but so far, looks like he's been better with it. Morrison, down for Joel Coughlin. Coughlin looking for a pass. Now he's gonna have to decide to shoot. He gives it off there to Moran. Carter Moran. Looks like it's Tyson Morrison. Couldn't get that one down. That shot tipped away into the corner, and now it'll be possession to Elora.
Yeah, Owen Sound's really gonna have to work hard to get inside and not settle for the long perimeter shots if they want to get anything above Elora's usual 6 goals against per game.
Elora again being forced quite wide here today, as that ball will go shooting all the way towards the Owen Sound bench. They have about 5 seconds to work here to the Mohawk. That shot scored!
Well, again, that's a tough one to give up, but again, the defender's got to take away that time and space and get in the shooting lane and dissuade the guy from loading up and ripping from there. And you know, had a lot on the shot. I'm sure Nick Sanderson would like to have that one back. Anytime you let anything from 45, 50 feet, it's a tough one on your teammates, but he more than makes up with it for big saves throughout the game.
Tobias Wilson with the marker puts Elora up 1-0 here early. That's their first real threat on the net, might I add, for the Mohawks. But I do want to mention that it looked like Sanderson kind of reacted late to that one, Steve. Maybe he didn't see it because of where his defender was placed.
You may very well have a good point there. Yeah, just kind of, I think he might have been surprised. And then anything late in the shot clock, as a goaltender, you've got to be sharp and be looking for a shot coming from anywhere. And he might have been a little lackadaisical on that, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt he didn't see it.
Now we're back down to 4 seconds here on the shot clock. Another late shot. That one right into the meat of the padding there for Nick Sanderson. So that one will go the other way to Owen Sound now. Slowly up comes Pryor, and he'll give it up. Morrison. Right to a Curtis Arnold who gets sandwiched at the boards, and possession will go to Elora. Owen Sound now struggling to get the ball where they need to get it in the offensive zone.
Yeah, again, it's going to be a long night if they're going to have these short possessions. So they're going to want to make sure they get touches to everybody and getting feeling comfortable down there so they can run some plays.
That ball bounced frantically. Possession never got to Owen Sound, so the shot clock did not reset. So only 5 seconds here to work for Elora. They got to take another shot here from well out. That one scoots by, and that will be a possession change in favor of Owen Sound.
And again, that was a better job by the defender, getting out on the shooter, getting on his hands and staying in the lane. Although we got a bad turnover here in transition.
That's Moran giving it away. Shot, great save by Sanderson, staying sharp on that one, but that will be a possession stay and shot clock reset for Elora, which means they can get some fresh bodies out.
Yeah, that was a tough turnover. It was just, again, a bit of a lackadaisical play, and you want to eliminate those if you want to stay in the game against Elora here.
Yeah, and that was J.J. Levine there with that shot. He's right now 8th in OLA scoring. As Owen Sound now again trying to find their way here in the offensive zone. Lone Wickens hands it off to Morrison. Morrison gets shoved down. There's going to be a penalty against Elora. So that will mean Owen Sound gets to go to the power play first here tonight. Something they've struggled with all season long, seemingly. And they're going to do a water break here for both goalies as Sanderson's already there. So now taking the walk will be Sam Forbes, as you saw there. Down went Tyson Morrison. So now the Owen Sound power play is sitting at a 22.4% on the season so far, while the Elora power or penalty kill, is at 74.6%. They also have 7 shorthanded goals, which is quite a sizable amount for a team not named Six Nations.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can send a lot of skilled guys out, and traditionally they've always had a strong transition game as well, so it's not a real shocker that they capitalize with the man down as well.
We'll see what Owen Sound can do here on the man advantage. That shot, good save, that was Morrison, and the possession will stay with Owen Sound here. Did the whistle go? I don't believe it did, so they're gonna have to reset it one more time. And now they will. So fresh shot clock and fresh chance here for Owen Sound. Lone Wickens around the screen. Lone Wickens trying to find it. That looked to be Elliot Thompson, who just couldn't retrieve it. Now here come the Mohawks.
Yeah, he had the right idea, trying to go from shooter to crease, a little skip pass, but got it down around the kneecaps. It's tough to one-time it from there, so they couldn't handle it, and Elora came away with the Lucy.
Looks like a broken stick there for Tyson Morrison, who's got to go off. And Elora now just chewing up 30 seconds of that power play. They got about 3 to work now to get a shot on target. Will they? Will not. So Sanderson lets that one squeak through, but it will not count as the shot clock had gone first.
Again, that's, you know, when it's a 1-on-2 situation like that, you can't allow that shot to get through. You got to be a lot busier on the hands and force the defender just to surrender the ball into the corner and not get a shot near the net.
Moran. That looked to be for Morrison. Lone Wickens back for Moran. Back for Morrison. Back for Lone Wickens. Wickens scores! Everest Lone Wickens, and we're tied at 1.
That's a real nice ball move by Owen Sound and a crafty bounce shot to beat Forbes. And a nice way to tie the game up, and it's always good to come away and penalize your opponents when they've been penalized with a 2-minute minor. So good all around for Owen Sound there on that power play.
Able to finally click on the power play. Only their 18th goal on the man advantage so far this season, as Elora will start with it now. Almost halfway through this first period. We expected this one might be a little bit of a goalie show between Sanderson and Forbes, and right now it's kind of playing that way.
Yeah, but this is the kind of score where Owen Sound wants to keep it at, sort of keep Elora at bay and see what you can get through the transition game.
And now possession to Travis Morrison. He'll walk it up the floor and wait for some offensive reinforcements, and he'll get them. Even though getting harassed there is Cole Hutchinson, one of the many adds here tonight. Again, quite a few guys missing for the Owen Sound North Stars. Coughlin trying to get to Moran. Moran caught it, but was a little too far by the net. Moran trying to get around. Moran shot. And that one, is it in? It is! Connor Moran makes it 2-1.
Yeah, did a good job coming around over the top and getting time and space to let that long shot go, and he just squeaked it under the shin pad of Forbes, who went down to take that 5-hole away, and it squibbed through.
Moran, I'm surprised he got that one through, because he's been going low basically all season long. And Forbes just could not get enough of the pad on that one to keep it out. So now Owen Sound down 1-0 earlier, now up 2-1 here with about 10 to go here in the first period.
Well, they're going to want to keep the good defensive play and make Elora have to work for anything they may get. So.
How in the world Owen Tovell there kept possession of that one, I don't know. And now a power play coming to the Mohawks as they now have a free chance here to put something on target. Well, they have about 10 seconds to have that free chance on target. 6-on-5, Elora, that shot says scores, never mind, it squeaks through, and that is J.J. Levine, the 8th leading scorer in the OLA, the 2nd leading scorer on Elora, makes it 2-2.
Again, even though that was a 6-on-5 situation, Owen Sound still has to do a much better job getting out on the shooter and getting in that lane and get on his hands. There was too much time and space for a guy that's 8th in the league in scoring, and Nick Sanderson, got a little piece of it, but it still went short side.
And now here coming again would be Owen Tovell. Do you want to mention that's J.J. Levine's 20th goal of the season. He's 3rd on the team of Elora in goals. So as much as he's not the main goal scorer for this Mohawk team, he definitely is a potent offensive threat. As that ball gets airmailed over everybody, squeaks through some more legs, and now Owen Sound going to retrieve, and that's Kruger who couldn't get a hold of it. So now Elora has a chance here on another kind of fast break opportunity. That shot off the bar, so they're going to call a reset. It must have touched Sanderson on the way through, so now Elora again will get a chance with the possession.
Yeah, again, these are not the situations you want to find yourself in going back to back, and here we are. We've got a good transition opportunity for Owen Sound.
Yeah, Stewart kind of mishandled that one, did Calvin, so he had to wait, tried to get it in the middle now, and just missed Curtis Arnold, so possession will now go the other way.
Yeah, Stewart may want to just settle that. He bobbled the transition opportunity and then tried to force a pass through there, and didn't work out, and they've turned the ball over.
And they're going to call a touch in the crease, I believe, so possession will go the other way, or maybe it was a touch inside the orange paint, so.
Yeah, I think he might have got a toe in there, well, or did not allow the ball to travel out of the crease when he retrieved it.
Now again, Owen Sound struggling in the offensive zone. Elora again will come away with it. Again, this team is right now 2nd in the Western Conference, and with a win will tie themselves on points with Six Nations. Obviously, they've got 2 losses, and Six Nations has got none, so they definitely have a couple of games in hand due the Rebels, but still quite an amazing feat for the Mohawks. They only have 8 seconds to work here. To Elora. That shot caught there by Sanderson, almost handcuffed him there. That one hit basically right in the top of the net. And now here come the North Stars. Again, getting pressured though. There was Cole Hutchinson. We'll see if they can get possession. Keep it, they will not. They're gonna go the other way. So again, Owen Sound struggling to get the ball in the offensive zone.
Yeah, the young man from the U17s has got to move that ball. Don't get himself in a one versus 2 situation against older, stronger, smarter defenders. So, and there's, it's resulted in a goal going back the other way with that lost possession.
And that's Tobias Wilson again. His 2nd of the night will make it 3-2 in favor of Elora. Wilson only has played 9 games now, his 10th game. He has 12 goals coming in, make that number 14 on his season. So a guy who's not played every single game for this Mohawks team. He's another one of those potent offensive options for Elora.
Yeah, and the Owen Sound defenders had a 2-on-2 situation, and they got blown up there on the pick, the defender, and created a 2-on-1, and he was in all alone at the net.
Brinley Wilson passes that one around. J.J. Levine now hands it off. That'd be shot. That one goes high and wide and picked up by Owen Pryor, who now have to run. And Pryor getting harassed from behind by J.J. Levine. And Levine giving him a couple whacks, so Pryor's just gonna keep running. And now we hand it off to, that looks to be Moran. And now Moran up top for Joel Coughlin. Coughlin off for Arnold. Curtis Arnold, who missed last Thursday, gives it off to Moran. Moran into the middle. That shot by Pryor, who's not normally an offensive player, put it on targets, and now he'll go back to do his defensive job, you thought, but now he'll go off, and here come on the defenders for Owen Sound as they do a little bit of pressing here in the offensive zone.
Yeah, not a bad idea to kind of slow down that Elora offense and press and make them play a little bit of time in their own end, and it's done well. Elora's not setting up here until 10 seconds left in the shot clock.
Trying to get back to Wilson. Wilson trying to get possession. He will. He got 5 to work. Passed it off. That shot from well out. Caught by Sanderson, I believe, but given away immediately back to Elora. So Elora with another chance here to work. Wilmets hands it off. That'd be Evan McDougall. Back up top, Levine. Right around, trying to find Levine. Levine in, great save by Nick Sanderson. In tight there for the second leading point getter for Elora, and just could not beat the wall that is Nick Sanderson. But again, pressure in their own zone. That's Calvin Stewart getting manhandled there, it looked like, by Troy Hall. And now they only have 10 seconds to work to Owen Sound. Morrison trying to get around. He's going to get sent to the boards. He's going to have to get something on target here, and he will not. So now possession will go to Elora, who will try to go down quick.
Yeah, Owen Sound's got to get that ball moving, keep it hot, don't get trapped, and, you know, make the defenders have to work.
Into the middle shot. That one goes just wide. That was Owen Moore.
Yeah, Owen Sound would be well advised to take a page out of the Elora offensive playbook here and set up a couple two-man game on the weak side where there's lots of room, and see what they might be able to spring loose, especially with Carter Moran running the offensive show.
And then turnover in the middle will give possession back to Elora with about 4.5 left in this first period. Around the top it goes. Wilmets gets the screen. Wilmets trying to find him. Good not. That looked to be Jade Verbeek, who's third on team scoring. That one whistled and hit the roof. I might have, but the shot clock goes regardless. The possession will go to Owen Sound. Morrison waiting as long as he can, and now Morrison will touch it and go. Thompson, the big body of Elliot Thompson. Gives it off there to Moran. Moran right there to Morrison. Morrison gets it down. That looks to be to Loam Everett. That shot, great save there by Forbes.
Again, nice work, nice ball movement. They got it to that weak side and created a real good scoring opportunity. So they got to keep looking to do something like that every time on offense.
And then Stewart with the stretch pass to Thompson. Misplayed though by Owen Sound, but Arnold able to retrieve it, so now Owen Sound will stay. And then retrieved again there, that by Coughlin, so now possession will go back to Elora. Ethan Carr will hand it off, and, oh, pardon me, Chauvel will hand it off, and now Elora with the chance here offensively. That was
good recovery there by Stewart. He got beat by his man, but did get the stick check in just as he was releasing his shot on goal.
And that was Wilson to Wilson action. That was Tobias to Brinley as that ball goes down. Shot clock change, so Owen Sound can play it, and Stewart's gonna jog on up and wait for the offense to show up. Faked it there to Moran. Faked it again. Stewart still doesn't give him rid of the ball yet, so now Stewart's gonna have to go.
Yeah.
And actually it's gonna be a minor there against Elora, so Stewart's gonna hold it here for as long as he can. He gets it off there to Coughlin. Joel Coughlin. Back up there for Stewart. Stewart shot from a while, from quite far back, and Forbes saved it, but that had some sauce on it there for it looked like the bag, Kelvin Stewart. That's now another man advantage for Owen Sound. They're right now 1 for 1. We'll see if they can go 2 for 2, as taking a seat in the box will be Ewan Mackey for Elora.
Yeah, veteran referee Dale Sett calls a high sticking penalty there, so Owen Sound will try to capitalize it and go 2 for 2 on tonight's power play parade.
Might be a mighty improvement from what we saw last Thursday against Cambridge. Moran. Up top, back around, that shot deflected high, and Moran will go chasing, and will he eventually chase it down before Sanderson? He will. They only have 10 to work now as that ball got nowhere near 4. So now Moran's got to work quick. Moran's going to walk into it. Scores! Gunnar Moran!
Again, you take nothing away from Carter Moran and his goal-scoring ability, but I think Sam Forbes would like to have that one back. That was at least a 50-footer. Didn't really look like there was a screen or anything, just a clear shot to the top corner, and well placed, but something you would expect your goaltender at this level to take away.
Moran, as you see from how far back, that one was all the way from Meaford. My goodness, Carter Moran makes it 3-3 as they now go 2 for 2 on the power play.
Yeah. Good to pick up those power play goals. I don't think that was in the playbook, but they'll take it.
And again, that's Elliot Thompson. He'll win it.
Yeah, Thompson's done an unbelievable job on the draws tonight. He's won every one, although got called on a procedure on one of them, but he's done yeoman's work in the face-off circle tonight.
That might have been why he was talking to the referee before he dropped it. That one tries to go in the middle, picked up now. That's Cole Hutchinson. Hutchinson now getting forced into the board, trying to get back possession. He will, but go right back into the boards. Hutchinson trying to get away, so he'll just hold it, and the shot clock will go, so possession will change. They still haven't changed it here inside the arena, but it is 3-3. It's worrying me there, but there it is, worrying me a little bit.
Well, they haven't changed the shot clock since 2022, I think, so.
That shot, great save by Sanderson. That one was on Owen Moore, so we'll see what Elora can do here. Wilson, off to the other Wilson. Back for Tobias Wilson. Tobias looking for a shot, gives it off to J.J. Levine. Levine, look to step into one. Levine back outside, looking for a shot. Doesn't have it immediately, saved though by Sanderson. It will stick in the orange paint, and that will just about do it here for us. As the shot clock and game clock are basically at the same time right now, so we'll see what Owen's going to do here with the last possession of the game, or last possession of the period, pardon me.
Oh, again, they forced a bad pass and probably going to give up possession here, although
Arnold's
they're
right there.
Still fighting for it.
3-on-2 in favor of Elora. Again, they can just hold it here for the rest of the time in this first period. But now Elora will have a rush chance. At least they're going to try here. They're going to have to take one from a mile away, and it will not be shot before the clock goes off. Regardless, that was Trey Verbeek, and we're now going to go to intermission tied 3-3. As again, I think Nick Sanderson, pardon me, has been easily the X factor for Owen Sound.
Yeah, and we would expect as much, although I think Brian Beasel's defensive unit has stepped up their game and showed steady improvement, although, they're still going to work on their communication and footwork defending that two-man, pick and roll or game, because they have been exposed a few times for scoring opportunities, but Nick Sanderson has come up big in most part. He's had trouble with a couple of long shots, but he's been excellent inside.
And so is Sam Forbes, his counterpart on the other side. But coming up after the break, you'll see myself talking to Brinley Wilson of the Elora Mohawks. Again, third in OLA scoring. He is quite the player. You'll get a chance to see what he had to say pre-game between the Elora Mohawks and the Owen Sound North Stars. Again, 3-3 going into the first intermission after the interview. We back to Steve and myself after this, only on Rogers TV.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
was born and raised in Musqueam First Nation territory by my mother, who spoke Hunkaminam to me. As a child, I ceased using my mother tongue, as to use any language other than English was considered not being Canadian, so I was told. The old people came to me in a dream and reminded me of who I am and where I come from. I have reawakened. My roots are strong, and I'm no longer a silent speaker. My language tells me where I am from. It defines me and guides me to teach others to learn and understand our culture and traditions. A gift for those in the present and the unborn generations. What was lost is found. What was asleep has awakened. My blood is here, and I am complete. I have returned home.
Lovely viewers, it's your host of On the Couch, Antoine El Hashim, reminding you to tune in for every episode of Season 9 of the longest running and most loved local queer talk show on Rogers TV. Check it out.
Welcome everyone, Rinkside here. I'm Spencer Byers alongside Braden Kruger, Captain Braden Kruger of your Owen Sound North Stars. Braden, big game here tonight against Elora. Big win last Thursday even. What do you think you guys need to do to be able to beat the number 2 team in the OLA in the West?
We just gotta come out hard and play as hard as we can. Just plain and simple, get loose balls, win face-offs, and take lots of shots.
Now, last game you had 2 goals, both in transition while you're playing, obviously, your defensive position. What exactly do you see on those particular moves? Do you kind of just take it by if the guys are playing you, or do you just kind of see it and go?
I just see it and go and hope for the best, really.
Well, hey, I like your style. Now, again, going into tonight against the number 2 team, you're playing against a former teammate, Sam Forbes, in net for Elora. What do you think you guys need to do to be able to beat a guy who used to be in your locker room?
It really doesn't matter if he was with us or not. Same as any goalie, he's going to play good, and we obviously just got to keep the shots up.
Because you're the captain, obviously you get a chance to talk in the locker room. What message do you give your team before a game like this against a top-ranked team like Elora or Six Nations?
Come out and play our hardest and sneak out a win. If we do that, it'll be awesome.
Well, another thing you told me last week after I told you I lost my voice, you said you lost your voice, and I honestly think you're one of the most soft-spoken people, so I'd love to hear you yell on the floor. Do you think that being a captain, because you're more of a, I'll say a leader, like follow before you lead type thing, do you believe that players kind of follow you, like for example, the more than you screaming at them in the face and kind of getting at them?
I really don't think captain means anything. Everyone's a leader out here, and everyone plays their hardest. But if people choose to follow suit, they will. Might not be me every game, but.
Now, last question here for you, Braden, before I let you go. Final score tonight, Elora, Owen Sound, final score.
Whoever gets more shots.
Whoever gets more shots?
Yeah.
Well, I like your diplomatic answer. You can tell it the captain of the Owen Sound North Stars, Braden Kruger. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back for Spencer Byers, myself, and Steve McCarthy after this.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
Looking for the best way to get the Major League Baseball games you want to watch? Rogers Super Sports Pack has you covered. With MLB Extra Innings, you'll have a premium ticket to out-of-market regular season games with all games available in HD. Don't miss the action from the games you want from both the American and National Leagues. MLB Extra Innings, part of the Super Sports Pack. For only $35.95 a month, Rogers customers get all this for one all-inclusive price. Order using your remote starting on channel 431 or visit Rogers.com today.
It was our 35th anniversary. To celebrate, we were on our way to Mama Rosie's, where we had our first date. That's when we heard coming from the radio. So we stopped and listened. It helped us get to safety. So when I think of our anniversary, because now we have even more to celebrate.
But he's, taking up some space, and just a perfect shot.
And we got a tie ball game. Nice low shot, right around. welcome back here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. Inside the booth, Spencer Byers alongside Steve McCarthy. And Steve, we talked about it going into the break, and then you saw they were talking to Braden Kruger that Owen Sound knows how good this Elora team is, and they seemingly play everybody close. I mean, they played Hamilton to 1 goal. They lost to Six Nations, I believe, at Six Nations earlier this year to 2 goals. They seem to play kind of everybody close, except for, I think, one blow-up game against St. Catharines. They, like to play a real tight game against everybody, which, usually lets you lose against the bad team sometimes too, but they've been pretty good.
Yeah, and, they are challenged offensively, so it's, certainly good game planning by the coaching staff to try to minimize opportunities in transition, which I think they've really worked on since the beginning of the year, and they've done a good job, and I think those goals sometimes really inflate the offensive numbers for the opposition, so they can keep the transition game in check, tighten up on the 2-man game defense, and getting the shooting lanes on the outside shot. They should be able to keep the score within reach for their offense that is missing a few key guys today. Yeah,
let's look at the league scoring right now for the OLA, because again, there's a lot of guys in the Western Conference. As you see right there, you see 2 Guelph guys, Kelleher and Orpania there at the very top, and then again you see Brinley Wilson in the 3-hole, and you down see there at 8 is JJ Levine. I wonder how much confidence this Elora team has in their offense, knowing they have some guys as potent as Brinley Wilson and JJ Levine.
Yeah, I can't imagine they wouldn't. I mean, they have 3 top scorers in the top 8 is quite an accomplishment, and lots of depth in secondary scoring as well. So that's something that no doubt has not gone unnoticed by the Owen Sound coaching staff. And after one period, they've done a great job keeping it, at an even keel at 3-3, and had good goaltending to help them in that situation.
Now, and as you mentioned, the defense has gotten a lot better. We'll see if the defense stays that way going into the second period. For Steve and myself, we'll be right back for the second period to the Owen Sound North Stars and the Elora Mohawks here on Rogers TV.
What kind of show do you want to see on Rogers TV? What interests you? Log on to rogerstv.com, fill out a show proposal, and tell us about your segment idea. We want to know what you want to see. Rogers TV, only on Rogers.
I'm Gagwag. My name means everything.
Tom Longboats.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
His people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post. Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there. God sakes, Fat, slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat? No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. It's everything.
Tom Longboat was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Center, OLA Junior B Lacrosse, Owen Sound North Stars, Elora Mohawks 3-3 going into period number 2, which is about to start. Perfect timing with the breaks. Thank you, the great Mark Perry down there in the cubby hole. And of course, Darryl Van Slack, the, I'll say, executive producer. Again, Spencer Byers alongside Steve McCarthy, and we'll see if Owen Sound's defensive game stays strong, because Nick Sanderson's been good since his acquisition from Newmarket, but their defense tonight has been a big improvement from last Thursday against Cambridge.
Yeah, and again, another draw one-handedly by Elliot Thompson. That's a big bonus when you can take possession after every draw. So that looks like it's going to be a trend that continues. They haven't figured out how to beat them yet.
No one's on with possession. That shot by Morrison. Wild, but caught by Moran, who had the second opportunity on that last chance when Braden Kruger took a chance in that. He scored 2 of those last Thursday against Cambridge. As you saw there in the interview in between the first and second period. You'll get a chance to see myself talking to Elora's Brinley Wilson, and the whistle goes, and they're going to call too many men on Elora, and the ball goes the other way.
You know, that was, I think that might have been a gratuitous call by referee DeBrone. They usually let a lot worse go, so you know, good for Owen Sound to get the possession, but I think Elora might be owed one here.
Moran now only got 10 to work as he'll go all the way around the net. Elora very much pressuring the shooters there as Coughlin scores! Joe Coughlin! That one was shot from Rockford. My goodness, Forbes having trouble with these shots from far out, Steve.
Yeah, I'm not again sure whether he thought that was going wide. He was slow to react, and yeah, again for a young man that has a goals against in around 6, he's led a couple. You know, not to say there wasn't something on the shot, but ordinarily you'd expect your goaltender to handle those long shots, and well, it's put Owen Sound on top here, 4-3.
I actually do want to mention Evan McDougall's the one in the face-off dot against Elliot Thompson, which I feel like is a little unfair to Elora because McDougall was a late-time add for this Elora team, as they're missing quite a few guys as well, as Thompson got one look like right in the cup area, as he'll now go off. But now possession still to Owen Sound. That'd be Travis Morrison who lost it, and there's gonna be a minor against Elora here. We'll see what the official call is, as the referees are gonna converge here. So I'm kind of curious what the call is gonna be, but Elora's getting somebody sent here to the sin bin, as Owen Sound will get on their third power play of the night. We'll see if they can go 3-4-3 on the man advantage.
Yeah, there must be discussing whether this is gonna be a 2 or a 5. Can't imagine why there'd be any other discussion.
And we're figuring out who they're sending. They're sending Evan McDougall. I wonder if for the cup shot, when he caught in the face-off circle when he got Elliot Thompson kind of low. Yeah. It's now coming over is the captain, Owen Williams, here to talk to the referees to figure it out, as Carter Moran also will take a walk and see what's going on. Yeah. And it's a 5 against Elora. And we're going to get a second look at this to see exactly where McDougall caught Thompson. And, oh, yeah, he kind of, that was kind of a scoop shot there at Elliott and kind of caught all of them. As Owen Sound again now on the man advantage, they got 18 to work. Moran scored! 3 for 3, and a third for number 3.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have a goaltending change. The coaching staff has seen enough of Sam Forbes for the night, and Xavier Deschanel will, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, will take over between the pipes.
Well, I wish you were right, Steve, but he got scratched before the game.
Oh, well, there you go.
The backup goalie's name, listen, I have to take credit. I told Mark Perry in the cubbyhole before we came up here, I was praying they did not change goalies. I didn't have a name for the backup goalie, but of course, if it can, it shall happen. And now Mr. 30 is in the net for Elora, and we'll see if Matt Hermes can inform of who that happens to be here. His possession will go the other way, and because it's a 5-minute major, that power play goal does not come off the board, Steve, so Owen Sound can add a couple more power play markers to the night.
Yeah, I think if a second one comes off, might negate it, but, you know, yeah. But they've got 4. They'll have about 4 minutes once they regain possession here. They just don't want to give anything up, and they almost did. Again, you can't be lackadaisical when you're defending on a 4-on-5 situation.
And not only lackadaisical on the power play, it's lackadaisical to Brinley Wilson, who has 74 points on the year and 36 goals to his name.
Yeah, you want to make sure he's heavily marked anytime he's out on the floor.
Yeah, if anyone's wearing a red shirt, it happens to be that guy, so pay attention to him as the North Stars will get another chance here on offense. Morrison shot, that one just goes wide here of the netminder. Moran, back up top. Lone Wickens back for Moran. Moran again, he's got 3 tonight. Right across, Arnold couldn't score, but Arnold might be able to gain back possession. Arnold will. And Arnold's got Morrison right there, so he'll walk it up and he'll give it up to Lone Wickens. Moran Back for Lone Wickets. Lone Wickets. Shot. Save there by Moran. Moran shot right into the net there. A great opportunity for Carter, but just could not cash that one in. Only 3 minutes left in this power play for Owen Sound. As Elora, again, has quite a few offensive players here on the floor. So we'll see exactly how this works for the Black Shirts as they give that one away, but not for long. But the shot clock's going to go, and it will before that shot is taken. So Owen Sound will get possession, but pardon me. Going to the box now is Trent Biesel. He'll go off for a hold, so now it'll be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes and then 45 seconds of the man advantage for Owen Sound. And I am going to take the great Mark Perry's advice, and we're going to call him Carter Billings. He's listed as number 30 on their stat sheet from the OLA Junior B page, but he hadn't played a game yet, so we'll see if this is Carter Billings' first action in the OLA this season. We will make sure I check that during the intermission, or at least when the next time I get a chance to run away. As that shot, good save by Nick Sanderson. That one was on J.J. Levine.
Yeah, they, unfortunately, Owen Sound, again, not being real tight on the D side, takes a penalty on that 4-and-5 situation, so now we're at 4-on-4 with lots of room out here.
Arnold now spinning. Arnold shooting. That one goes wide into the orange paint. Coughlin trying to wait for it to come out, and Coughlin there with a keen eye is able to take that one away. Moran, Morrison, right around there for Arnold. Arnold's got 5 to work. Arnold getting around. Arnold shot, bounces wide into the netting, so possession will go to Elora. It'll be interesting to see what Elora can do here with that potent offense here with only 4 guys on the floor. Wilson shot, that's Tobias. That one goes up and wide, and it will scoot all the way down to Billings, who will retrieve it. And he's so fresh, he's got the full white bucket. There's no color on it or anything. They're going to try to get that one towards Sanderson, and possession will now go to Owen Sound with the shot clock. Kruger fires it into the netting, so possession will go the other way, and Kruger kind of looked skyward at that one as he looked like he tried to catch Moran on the break. Yeah, he waited too long. Even if Moran had been able to catch that, he was too deep to do anything, and lots of green shirts were already back. So ill-advised. You just want to go station to station in transition if there's nothing there. They try to do it again for Moran. Yeah. That one scoots by Moran. Can't retrieve it again, and possession will go the other way. Wait, no, pardon me. They're going to keep it in Owen Sound's favor, which will be great because 8 seconds remains on this 4-on-4, which means Owen Sound will go straight to the man advantage. And they might chew that 8 seconds here to get the 5th guy out. And they will. And now to be 5-on-4 for another about 40 seconds. Morrison. Nobody guarding Morrison. Shot wide. Moran. Shot. Save there by Billings. Yeah, that'll just about do it for the power play, but they were able to get one on the 5-minute major, so they'll get the ball back, but unfortunately they just got a possession call that or Elora's way, so they'll be able to eat up the rest of this 25 seconds on this penalty. The whistle went. I wasn't sure what the call was exactly, but the possession does stay with Elora, so as you said, they will be able to chew up the rest of this 5-on-4. So only 1 goal on the major, but again, going 3 for 3 on the power play for Owen Sound is quite an improvement from what we've seen so far this year. That ball will bounce around and then picked up by Sanderson, and a timeout taken by Owen Sound? No, I think that the referee is asking for the floor to be wiped out. In between benches, getting a little slippy over there. So a little bit of condensation on the floor as they wipe that up. Thank Pizza Hut for the crew refreshments here tonight. You can see them at 669 10th Street West here in Owen Sound. Call them at 519-371-5660 or visit their website, www.pizzahut.ca. I can help them because they help us, and I know I had 5 pieces of pepperoni. I'm taking the rest of that home with me to the city as I go back to my internship tomorrow morning. Steve, I know you had a couple slices of pizza. I know the crew absolutely love when we get the free food. Again, thank you, the great Mark Perry. That possession will go to Owen Sound there deep in the zone. As you get a chance to look here at the standings, you saw again, Elora 2 points behind Six Nations. With a win tonight, will go tied with Six Nations for the West lead. But now back to action. Elliot Thompson shot that one into the netting, and it will go the other way. Thompson trying to say it got tipped, and the referee is letting it fall on deaf ears.
Yes, he shot that ball like he was using his draw stick, so he pounded the pavement.
Owen Moore looking for Wilson, couldn't get it there. And skips to a couple more sticks. Fighting for it now is Gardner Patak, who will retrieve it. Can Gardner get away? He will, and now here comes Gardner Patak, the track star from OSDSS. As he'll hand that off to Calvin Stewart. Only reason why I know that about Gardner Patak is thanks to Mike Harris, fellow volunteer here with Rogers TV. As that one passed in, just missed Stewart. About 5 left here on the clock, so Coughlin's gonna have to shoot from a mile away. Coughlin caught there by Billings. Kind of had trouble with that one as well, though, but was able to make sure it didn't get by him at least. And now taking a run is Elora. Passed across. It looked like McDougall into the middle shot, saved by Sanderson, fighting for it there. Looked to be Wilmets, and now Elora will gain back possession. That would be Aiden McOgle. And now then McDougall down low there for Moore. Moore gets the screen for McDougall. Moore after Wilmets. Wilmets trying to get towards the net, and he shoots it. Good save by Sanderson. Mishandled though by Owen Sarrett in front of their own net, and again Elora will hold possession. And now off will go McOgle.
Yeah, again, this is the third offensive set they've had on this possession because of the retrievals of the loose ball. And that's something that Owen Sound has been improving on, and they want to put a stop to extra possessions for Elora tonight.
That ball bouncing up. That shot might have went wide. That ball bounces up, and I think possession will stay with Elora, and it does. That means it's 4 in a row for the Mohawks.
That's a tough one. It looked like his foot had already landed in the crease when he released that ball. It should stay Owen, go to Owen Sound, but again, Dale Set overrules my decision.
The guys in black that are wearing black helmets are the ones with the decisions that matter. That ball into the middle shot, great save by Sanderson, but again retrieved by Elora.
Yeah, the defenders are going to be bagged after this one, so they're going to need a healthy break because they've been put to work.
That shot into the netting was a touch by Owen Sound. It was not, so Levine will not be able to keep possession with Elora. They held that ball for over a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes it felt like. Pryor now up.
Yeah, you're going to want to have the Owen Sound offense now use up their 30 and don't take anything that isn't a good scoring opportunity early in the clock.
Into the middle, ball bounces through. Morrison couldn't retrieve, neither could Arnold, but now the ball will bounce into the corner. Arnold and Morrison trying to get it back, and they will not, and now here come Elora. Nobody picking up the runner, but Troy Hall will stop up. Now to that looks to be Wilmets. It's off to McDougall, Wilson, Levine, Wilmets. For McDougall, that's Evan McDougall, shoots that one wide. Sanderson was put it in his own net, but was able to retrieve it. Now Owen Sound will come on the offense. There's Elliot Thompson now, slowly coming up the floor. And now Thompson will take his head down. Thompson running towards the net, and finally they cut him off. Arnold, Moran, up top for Thompson. Thompson looking to walk into one, gives it off. Lone Wickens, and Scott off the post for Lone Wickens. But her shot clock reset, so obviously must touch the goalie.
Yeah, it looked like it got it on the post, which does count as a shot on goal for reset purposes here. So Great move, little spin move, released the ball well in motion, keeping his feet going, and about an inch the other way, he would have been rewarded with a goal there.
And now Mitch Stevens in the offensive end for the first time I think I've ever seen, as he hands it off there to Lone Wickens. Lone Wickens for Coughlin, shot right into the net, and now here come the North Stars defense. And around goes Ryan McDougall. There are 2 McDougals and a McOogle. So quite a few similar names there on the Elora side. That'd be the addition, Evan McDougall. McDougall shot, saved by Sanderson, and he'll trap it in the orange paint. That's borderline not orange anymore, but it's close enough. And now quickly up the floor, Travis Morrison. Being shadowed there by Trey Verbeek, who's third in team scoring. Surprising, I haven't seen him yet in the offensive end. But now Elliot Thompson takes a couple whacks, but possession will go the other way.
Yeah,
obviously an illegal screen.
Must have got called for a little aggressive, illegal pick there to knock the defender to the floor. So again, they're going to want to have better possessions going forward to keep this score in the favor of Owen Sound. They're playing with fire here, allowing 2-for-1, 3-for-1 offensive sets versus Elora.
And Brinley Wilson had a great opportunity there in the middle, but wait, the whistle goes before he scores, and it's too many men against Elora. And now Owen Sound quickly in transition. Calvin Stewart will stop up, and advantageous for the North Stars. You would say, Steve, I would say gratuitous.
Yes, it was, because that ball was clearly in the back of the net. Again, they didn't do a good job covering in that 2-man little pick and roll game, and they were rewarded by the inability to count the number of players on the floor.
And a great job there by Curtis Arnold to chew about half of the shot clock up there. As that shot right into the netting there of Nick Sanderson, and Nick Sanderson will now play it. Bounce it, if you will, to Logan Cleggs. First time I've seen Logan Cleggs tonight. One of the other, again, ads, and I do want to mention that it's prom night tonight here for at least the St. Mary students. That ball bounced away and given right back to Owen Sound, so that should give him a fresh shot clock. It will not. They did not say he had long enough for possession. That's surprising, but regardless, Morrison airmails it over Coughlin, so now Sanderson's going to have to rush it to shoot it. Will he be able to? He will not, so possession will stay with Elora.
Yeah, referees gave him the benefit of the doubt on that late bomb down the floor, so no harm, no foul, no delay of game call.
Evan McDougall gets the screen. McDougall scores! Evan McDougall makes it 5-4 in favor of Owen Sound.
Yeah, Brinley Wilson just drove low, set a pick, created some more space, and the defender again let McDougall walk in, and you can't allow these guys to have that kind of time and space. So 16's got to step up, get in that shooting lane, and make him come over the top if he wants to let a shot go.
Again, it'll be Thompson versus Evan McDougall in the face-off circle. Face-off. You'd think one there by Thompson, but the possession's going to go the other way, and he's got a chin strap down. So he's going to reset his helmet, and now Elora with another offensive opportunity. They've really had the floor tilted in their favor for the last about 5 or 6 minutes. Into the middle, that one bounced, caught there by Sanderson just. As he'll now fire it up the floor, and that one would be retrieved by Braden Kruger, the captain. Kruger in the offensive end takes a tumble and will just fire it towards Billings, and Billings will tip it into the corner.
Yeah, again, just overhandling the ball in transition. You just got to move it up to the next guy, get off, get your offensive players out there, and try to set something up.
That ball into the middle, shot. Sanderson saved it, and it will not squirt through his legs. What a save there by Nick Sanderson.
Yeah, he's really stood tall here. The defense is waning on the Owen Sound side. They're giving up far too many opportunities, but Sanderson has been full marks. And here we go. They're looking to turn the ball over again in transition, although they recovered, but it's going to be pretty late in the shot clock.
And now it'll go the other way as Elora will now gain possession. Owen Moore. Evan McDougall, the most recent goal scorer. McDougall's shot, that one goes wide, up. Looked like a jump ball there. No one could retrieve it. We'll see who will now get it. They will look to be Elora, and that would be Verbeek. Verbeek saved there by Sanderson, who will just lob it there for Gardner Patak, who has room to run. Patak around. Patak into the middle, missed Morrison, but retrieved there by Moran. Morrison, shot, saved there by Billings. He has not allowed one yet since he came in.
No, he's looked pretty confident back there, and it certainly showed. Obviously resulting in 0 goals against.
Looking for an opportunity at the net. Around they go, bumped, and that will be caught by Sanderson. And given off. And up the floor they come. That's Ethan Kerr, another one of the ads for Owen Sound. And just gonna have to go there is Elliot Thompson. Now Joe Coughlin. Got about 13 to work here on the shot clock. Coughlin. Up top there for Cole Hutchinson. Hutchinson gonna have to take a shot, but the whistle will go, and possession's gonna go the other way as Thompson caught him there low, right around the knee area. We'll see if we can get a replay of it. We'll see if they send Thompson for the minor, and they're gonna send Thompson for 2 or more. And we'll see how lengthy this one's gonna get as he caught an Elora Mohawk down low. It looks to be Trey Verbeek, but we'll see right here.
Yeah, it's he is going. However, odd that there was no delayed call. Neither referee had their hand up in the air, and obviously was an afterthought to rather than award just possession, to hand them a 2-minute minor. So Owen Sound will have to defend here with 3:24 remaining, and Elora, this may be our first look at their potent power play tonight, if I'm not mistaken, and you know, they're going to need Nick Sanderson to really step up here, because they've got 5 guys on the floor that can all put the ball in the net.
Yep, they're 31.4% power play versus Owen Sound's penalty kill at 62.5%. So you got to think the pendulum right now is in the favor of the away side as they get a chance to go for their first man advantage. Levine around. Back door, right across. Wilson scores, and quick work for Elora to tie this one, and that is the leading point getter for Elora in Brinley Wilson.
Yeah, and again, that just illustrates the difference between the two clubs and why one struggles to score and the other seemingly almost scores at will.
Yeah, right, one that does and one that doesn't.
Right from the get-go, they had a plan, they ran a play, executed it very well, and resulted in a quick goal.
Poor Nick Sanderson had to go lateral right across the net. McDougall against Thompson, and Thompson will win, but it retrieved by Elora.
Yeah, Patterson had no chance on that. He got no support from his defender that needed to be covering the low crease, and again, a well-executed play, and it's a lot easier said than done, and not ball watching when you're up here in the booth rather than on the floor. So, I'm sure they're going to want that one. Look to take that one back their next power play opportunity.
That ball bounces by Wilson. That shot in tight. They touch him, I don't think so, but possession will go to Owen Sound regardless. And I was going to say, Steve, that's all I do up here. All I do is ball watch. At least I try to.
Well, that's what we do. When you're a defender, it's not a good idea. You want to defend your area, and sometimes you don't need to know or know exactly where the ball is, but you do need to know where your offensive mark might be.
Morrison there with a behind the back shot. Put it on target, so it was a reset. Coughlin now looking to shoot. He will. That one goes high and wide. Now Nick Sanderson will have to retrieve that one with about half the shot clock remaining.
Yeah, Elora's going to put a little press on here and take away the outlets from Patterson, and now he's turned it over. So again, these are situations that they want to try to avoid if they want to keep this a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, Sanderson hit that one right to Elora. Now they'll have a chance on the ensuing possession here. Levine gets the screen. J.J. Levine couldn't get that one towards the net. Evan McDougall shot scores! McDougall, it's 6-5 in favor of Elora.
Again, that's at least McDougall's second shot from the same area that's found the net. And again, it's just a matter of you can't allow some of their sharp shooters this kind of time and space, and again, not getting in the shooting lane. You can't take, you got to take a route over top of their stick and make them pull it in or shoot it through you.
As that one will be won by Owen Sound. Could not get a hold of it. There was Elliot Thompson. So now again, Elora with the offensive possession as Thompson just got thrown down. As now Elora will get out all the fantastic offensive players they've got, and now here they come.
Yeah, not only do they have real skilled guys, they have an idea of what they want to execute on every possession. It's not one guy running around.
But Kruger in, shot that one into the rafters. It goes for Braden Kruger. Again, he had two last Thursday against Cambridge just like it, but just could not find the opening there against Billings.
Yeah, Kruger trying to replicate his transition expertise from the last game, home game, and unfortunately couldn't quite find the mark.
That ball bounced wide. Elora trying to get a handle on it. Levine shot blocked. Levine again shot, saved by Sanderson. And quickly up to Calvin Stewart. Calvin looking for an outlet, didn't see it, so now he's gonna walk in, and whistle goes, and is it gonna be timeout taken by Owen Sound? So with 21.8 left on the clock here, Owen Sound will get a chance to talk this one over. And Steve, if you were on the Owen Sound side, what would you think you'd go with here in this situation, down by one going into the third final period?
With the shot clock and game clock essentially being at the same mark, you could, certainly look to take your goaltender out and go 6-on-5. That way you create a two-man-on-one situation somewhere on the floor. It's just a matter of whether they have the confidence in their ability to execute that and be patient enough. No doubt they're going to get some. Elora will probably look to press this play a little bit and challenge Owen Sound to be able to execute. So, it's a 6-5 game, but you don't play to tie, you don't play to lose. So I would think the goaltender should probably come out in this situation and go for it with a 6-on-5 opportunity. And that does look like how they're going to handle it here. So,
which I will be honest is a little worrying with Owen Sound's sporadic inability to be able to get the ball where they want it to go. If a turnover happens, this could be a catastrophic move, but you are right in saying that if they're able to execute the play they just drew up, this should be a great chance for them.
Yeah, they'll probably let the clock run down to about 9 seconds and then look to get into their selected play, and therefore, even if they do turn the ball over, there won't be much time for a counterattack.
Right on the time. Coughlin shot saved. Almost given away though. Elora with a chance to shoot. Will they be able to get it away? They will not. So We will go into the intermission at 6-5 in favor of the black shirts. Elora up by 1. We came in tied 3-3. We go out with Owen Sound down by 1. Steve, what would you say the number one thing Owen Sound needs to focus on coming into this third and potentially final period?
Well, again, they can't continue to give up repeated offensive opportunities. They've got to be real diligent on the loose balls. You know, just nothing beats hard work in those situations. There's not, you know, skill is a minor factor. It's just wanting to beat your guy to the ball. And too many times they were unable to pick up loose balls and gave Elora repeated offensive opportunities. And it finally wore down the Owen Sound defensive unit. And as a result, they've scored 3 goals kind of late here in the second period to take a 1-goal lead.
And before we go to break, Steve, I think my last thing here for you is they pull Sam Forbes, Elora does, in that second period. And we believe at least Carter Billings, number 30 here in net for Elora, hasn't allowed one yet, and he's looked really, really good with the opportunities he's faced against Owen Sound. What do you think the North Stars are going to do to be able to beat this backup goal? Well,
they're going to have to get inside. You cannot continuously hope to score from the outside. He's shown that he's a pretty big body goalie and very confident. And the defense can play with a lot of confidence when they know that their goaltender isn't going to let those long shots in, so they can put more pressure on the ball carrier, challenge Owen Sound to be able to play off ball to get guys in the open. And you know, that's been a tough sledding for Owen Sound for a good part of this year. You know, although they have a few guys like Carter Moran who have exceptional skill and they rely on that heavily, they need contributions all around, and especially tonight when they're missing a few regulars.
Guys just like Sean McMahon, Jordan Cochran, and Tyson Downs, three of their top scorers. But that'll be here for us for the second period. We'll be right back with myself, Spencer Byers, interviewing top point getter for Elora, third in all the OLA, Brinley Wilson, who's also got a goal tonight. And then it'll be back to me and Steve to get you ready for the third period here on Rogers TV.
Don't forget to tune in to Grey County Life on Rogers TV next week.
We're going to be talking to Marian and Deborah from the Ukrainian village.
Connection. We all need it. We live for it. It makes us feel like we're a part of something bigger. It makes us laugh, cry, and scream out for the world to hear. Connecting Canadians has been our focus for over 60 years, and it's just the beginning.
About the place where there's nothing but big trophy pike. You know, I think I found it. And you know the best thing about this? It's on a budget. I'm Bill Spicer. This is the new Fly Fisher.
Welcome here back to the Bayshore. I'm Spencer Byers alongside Brinley Wilson of the Elora Mohawks. Brinley, big season for you. You're right now third in all of the OLA in scoring. What has led to your success so far?
I think my teammates just lead to it. They just contribute to me and they help me get to where I am, and I couldn't do it without them.
Now you got actually a former Owen Sound goalie in Sam Forbes. What do you feel like he's done for your team so far in net?
Oh, he's just been a rock back there. He's stopped the ball when he needed a big save, and he's been good for us all year pretty much.
Now you guys are second right now in the West, only 2 points behind Six Nations. If you win tonight, you will go tied with them on points. They do play tomorrow, however, against Windsor. What do you feel like you guys need to do to be able to uphold that undefeated Six Nations team?
I think we just need to focus on tonight first and then worry about them when we play them next. I think just give it our best at them.
Now, the West also seems to be like a deadlock. I see a lot of teams are beating a lot of teams. Like, I know Windsor and St. Catharines are also right up there with you guys, and Six Nations. How tough do you think the Western Conference is?
I think the West is very deep, and we just got to play our game every night and hopefully be successful.
Now, Brinley, last question here for you. Final score of the game. Elora to Owen Sound. Who do you got? Final score.
Hopefully we beat them by a good number, and we put up a good game tonight.
No specifics?
I don't know off the... Maybe like 11-6 or something like that.
11-6 Elora. I like the confidence. Brinley Wilson of the Elora Mohawks, thank you so much for joining me. Coming back, it'll be myself and Steve McCarthy breaking it down going into the second period.
I don't care what the law is. I will never be a slave. That word, I hate it. It rests on my tongue like rot.
Peter, how does it feel to get paid for your work?
There are rumors freedom's coming for us all.
Freedom, you know that's all I want.
Chloe, careful. Vroomen would rather sell you across the river to America than let you go free.
Then I'll run.
I've run before. Maybe this time for good.
Just get her into a boat. No!
Chloe! Chloe, no!
Word of Chloe Cooley's resistance led to Canada's first legislation limiting slavery. After 200 years, slavery was abolished in Canada in 1834.
Welcome back here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. Spencer Byers alongside Steve McCarthy. And Steve, big one here tonight, 6-5 in favor of the Elora Mohawks right now over Owen Sound. We talked about it going into the break about what they got to do to be able to come back in this one and be able to pull out a win against the number 2 team in the Western Conference. Now let's look at the Elora side. What do you think they need to improve on going into this third period?
Well, I think for them it's just really down to execution. They're getting their looks, they're running plays every time on their offensive possession, and they're playing stellar defense, especially since they've made the goaltending change. So for them it's execution, not giving up anything in transition that would allow Owen Sound to kind of sneak one in, challenge them to make good plays on offense.
Now going again back to the goalkeeping, we get confirmation on the game sheet that it is Carter Billings right now in net for Elora, and he has been solid in his relief of Sam Forbes. And I do want to mention the second straight Thursday we've had a goalie change for the opposition. Cambridge made a change last week, and this week same thing for Elora. Steve, can you break down a little bit why teams do that in particular in the middle of a game?
Well, again, sometimes it's just a matter of trying to put a stop to a short run. They don't always result in goaltending that comes out staying out. Tonight, I don't think the coaching staff was very pleased with how Sam Forbes was looking in that. He let a couple soft goals in, and so they obviously felt that the backup was worth an opportunity to see if that might slow things down, and it has. Obviously, they have not been able to put one by him.
Yeah, Carter Billings again in his first action here in the OLA. And Sam Forbes again letting a couple 50-footers from what your estimation was up here in the booth. So, lastly, here before we go back to break and get ready for the third period, Steve, Owen Sound again defensively has been a lot better. Offensively, we talked a lot about the ball movement, about needing to be better in two-man game. If there was one thing you would say you want to see this Owen Sound team by the end of the year be really good at, what would that one thing be?
Well, not to be so reliant on the creativity of Carter Moran. I mean, he is an exceptional player. Although small in stature, he'll go to all areas of the floor. He's just not limited to being an outside shot, but sometimes when he's handling the ball players tend to stand and watch and aren't diligent enough to work their own game off ball and create either openings for themselves or their teammates, and their offense actually stagnates sometimes when Carter Moran has too much of ball control because he's not getting some effective support from his teammates.
Yeah, he's got 3 goals tonight, so we'll see if Carter can continue his torrid pace to get Owen Sound back in this one. But that'll be it here for us for the break. For Steve McCarthy and Spencer Byers, come back. We're getting ready for the 3rd period between the Owen Sound North Stars and the Elora Mohawks here on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm David Shearman, host of Politically Speaking. Join me for my next show, where my guest will be Warden Brian Milne of Grey County. Politically Speaking on Rogers TV.
The greatest women's mixed martial artist of all time. She is just next level.
Double jumping, baby!
Irene Aldana!
Her boxing is crisp and clean. This is a big-time challenge to Amanda's title.
I'm chasing the belt, LB champion.
So much anticipation for this fight. The winner of this fight would be next in line for the title.
The UFC has landed in Vancouver. Let's go!
Being stuck in your home during this pandemic also means you have a home. Waiting in line for groceries means you have money for groceries. The isolation, being broke and totally scared about what's next. I was feeling that before this crisis. People say we're in this together, but me, I've got no one.
Youth who have aged out of the child welfare system are in danger of falling further through the cracks because of today's crisis. They need your support. Please give today at helpyouthnow.ca.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
And welcome back here to the Bayshore Community Center. Owen Sound winning the face-off, now having possession is Gardner Patak, who will hand it off to the aforementioned Carter Moran. Joel Coughlin looking for a pass. Up top there for Hutchinson. Moran shot saved there by Billings. Billings came in in the 2nd period for relief of Sam Forbes, former Owen Sound North Star goalkeeper, and Billings has been pitching a shutout since he came in. And I think I'm safe to say it because he's on the opposition.
Yeah, he's been a tower of strength when called upon there so far.
As Brinley Wilson will lob that one up for Verbeek. Verbeek for Levine. Levine trying to find that looked to be Tobias Wilson. Possession will stay though with Elora, as it looked like Gardner Patak got a little too handsy there with Tobias Wilson.
Yeah, he lost his man there, was chasing from behind and ended up throwing him to the floor.
Tobias Wilson again, shot, does it go? It does! 7-5 in favor of Elora. That's his 3rd of the night for Tobias Wilson.
Yeah, he did a real nice job slashing down the middle and, you know, a little too easy. Look a little Masters lacrosse like there. No contact on the ball carrier. Well, he just split the 2 defenders that waved their sticks at him, and he got a little English on that ball. A sideways bounce, and Nick Sanderson just could not react quick enough to pull it back.
And a face-off win by maybe the first there for Cole Hutchinson as the possession immediately goes there to his, I assume, relative, Ryan McDougall, and now possession will stay with Elora. It seems that this 3rd period is starting exactly the way the 2nd ended there, Steve, with possession seemingly going quite a few to 1 in favor of Elora.
Yeah, that's, they're going to have to put a stop to that, because as they can see, Elora is too good in the offensive zone to play too much of the game down here.
That shot by J.J. Levine, good save by Sanderson. Now Moran. Is it out there to Holden Stevenson in his first offensive possession. Stevenson bumped there for Arnold, shot. That one goes right into the netting there for Elora.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad look there by Curtis Arnold. Again, a little far out, but he did at center top there, but he tried to go 5-hole, and it doesn't look like that's a weakness of the goaltender.
Evan McDougall's shot, that one saved by Sanderson. Now here come Owen Sound. Up the floor they come, Moran. For Elliot Thompson. Thompson. A guy who's not only on offense, has shown quite a few instincts here in his limited time. Hutchinson. Off for Coughlin. Joel Coughlin. Around shot right in the net there of Billings. And Billings will bump Coughlin, and away come Elora. That'll be Troy Hall. And Hall will hand it off to Brinley Wilson, and Elora again on the offensive opportunity. Wilson. And that ball airmailed into the corner. No one knew where it was, and Gardner Patak overran it, but so did Brinley Wilson, and now possession will go to Owen Sound.
Yeah, a little errant backhand pass there to an area, and did not have one of his teammates there to recover. And
now Kruger's on offense. Was on offense, handed off to Morrison. Morrison for Curtis Arnold. Arnold in, shot. Good save there by Billings.
Yeah, Curtis Arnold always shows a great ability to get to the net. Been a little quiet tonight, and they could certainly use a little spark from him as they struggle to find little offense for the last 15 minutes or so.
Since they went up 5-3. Elora, what a pass, scores! No, he stepped in for me, Evan McDougall. Can't believe it. And now possession to Owen Sound. And flying up the floor there is Trent Biesel.
Yeah, they, again, a well-executed cross-crease pass and wasted no time in putting it away, but the referee thought he was in the crease as he released the ball.
Coughlin now, trying to get around. He does for the moment, but now still taking a bump. Coughlin now, around but loses it. And possession back to the Mohawks.
Yeah, they got to move the ball. They can't just rely on individual efforts here, because as you see, the result is more often than not they get stripped and it comes back the other way. And Elora is just getting stronger as this game goes on the offense.
Into the middle, back there for Brinley Wilson. Wilson. There for Levine, JJ Levine. Gets the screen, Levine from a while away. That one goes wide and saved there by Sanderson, and then the shot clock will go to ensure possession will go to Owen Sound.
And Levine missed his teammate there, who came up and set a pick, and then again went directly to the net, was wide open, but Levine decided to take a long shot and couldn't find the target.
Around he goes as a good whack there, and a couple whacks there on the ground as the ball is covered up, and there's going to be a little bit extracurriculars here as Holden Stevenson and Curtis Arnold getting involved there, is now limping away. Will go Everest Lone Wickens, and he'll somber off.
Yeah, he took a little abuse there, but again, it's just another example of them not moving the ball, staying in one guy's stick. He's trying to beat 2 and 3 guys, and again, results in the possession going the other way.
Double into the middle, shot, great save there by Sanderson. That one on Jade Verbeek, his real first opportunity at the net for the third in scoring on Elora. Right around, Wilmette, shot, saved, and a penalty going against Owen Sound. It's a high stick against Moran. They scored about 8 seconds into the first power play to Elora, so we'll see how fast this one is. And it only will be a 2-minute minor for high sticking against Carter Moran, so we'll see if Elora can strike as fast as they did earlier on the first man advantage. Brinley, off there for Levine, into the middle, Wilson, that'd be Tobias Wilson's shot save, retrieved there by Brinley Wilson.
Again, an excellent execution there, and created a great scoring opportunity, and Patterson was able to take that away.
In the middle, Wilson wide open, that's Brinley, and it's a good save by Sanderson.
Not yet. sorry, Sanderson, not Patterson, but yeah, he's 2 for 2 and great saves. So let's hope they can gain possession back here and take a little time off this penalty clock.
As Levine airmailed that one a little too high. That one was looking for Owen Moore. Wilson. Looked to be Tobias. That shot by Brinley. Good save. Now retrieved by Verbeek. Verbeek, Levine. Wilson to the other Wilson. Tobias shot. One goes wide and will scoot out to Brinley. Wilson. Shot, that one goes wide. Verbeek, retrieved though by Levine. This constant onslaught by the Mohawks. Into the middle, shot, scores! And the credit will go to Jay Verbeek with his first real offensive push for the third leading point getter on Mohawk.
Again, it was a domination on the power play, although I'll make a little note that after the initial possession, they ran a great play off the possession, and then they got a little stagnant, a little static. They just stood around and taking shots from the outside. They decided to run another play on one of their loose ball opportunities, and it resulted in a well-executed goal. So Elora was getting a little greedy on an individual effort. When they went back to the team play, they were rewarded, and Owen sounds going to need to put a stop to this offensive onslaught.
That makes it 5 in a row for the Mohawks here as that ball goes into the middle, just misses, and now trying to get it is Bissell, and Bissell will, and now there he goes. Trent Bissell taking a couple whacks, 2-on-0. Trying to get it back for Bissell and could not, and I guess that sometimes is the problem when you have two guys who are not normally in that situation there, in Owen Pryor and Trent Bissell.
Yeah, and they were each on their wrong side, and again, it was just a matter of not having the confidence or the ability perhaps to execute a play. Great effort, but again, they come away without an offensive opportunity and turn the ball over to a really hot Elora team.
Great save there, and McDougall just couldn't get a stick to it, but possession will stay with Elora. And you can really feel the floor tilting now in favor of Elora. That ball into the middle. Wilson gets sent down. The possession's going to stay again with Elora. Brinley Wilson. Levine around. Levine shot, but it got whacked away. Picked up by Evan McDougall. For Brinley Wilson. Brinley trying to get the pick from Tobias. That shot had a spot, but it goes a little wide, and it will scoot all the way down to Carter Billings, who will hand it off. Just fired down there at... It's picked up now by Moran. Morrison, Coughlin, Arnold.
Yeah, they've got 4 rights outs here, so they would be best to get the ball in the only lefty out there, Carter Moran, and let him try to operate with lots of room.
Moran now again, shot. Saved there by Billings. I don't know where it is, but it will be spilling up there in his pads, and now possession will go back to the Black Shirts.
A good look there by Carter Moran. I thought he might have snuck one through there, but not to be.
Into the middle, nobody home now, but they'll retrieve it again. McDougall, saved by Sanderson. Where is it? I think it's in his net, and it is, and possession will stay with Owen Sound. And now that's Mitch Stevens. Cole Hutchinson. That'll be Thompson for Loam Wickens. Coughlin now back for Hutchinson. Right there to Thompson. Thompson right into the mask there of Billings, and now retrieved by Elora, and now here they come. That ball will be handed off, and now Elora with their offensive dynamos back on the floor. Right now, Tobias Wilson, he's got 2 goals on the night. He has possession. Wilson with the screen. Wilson gets around, and he almost touches, does not, and he'll pass it off to Brinley Wilson. Brinley with the screen there by Tobias, trying to pass it back there, but the shot clock goes, and possession will go to Owen Sound. And Moran will retrieve. Moran. Half the period has elapsed. Owen Sound's deficit has increased from 1 to 3 now. Stevenson with the screen to Moran. Moran back for Stevenson. Hold in. Tried to find Coughlin, but wasn't expecting it was Joel Coughlin, and possession will go the other way.
Again, a good idea, but again, he threw the ball in the middle of his torso rather than into the stick, so he had no way to, it handcuffed him, no way to one-time that. Good idea, but poor execution.
That shot saved there by Nick Sanderson. Evan McDougall now. Up top to Owen Moore. Back for Evan McDougall. McDougall for Moore, couldn't get it there. Now Levine. Getting harassed there by that looks to be Logan Cleggs. That shot right into the net there by Evan McDougall there. Nick Sanderson with the save, and now Moran with a chance to break. Moran into the middle, and Arnold just couldn't catch it, but does catch it there. It was Elliot Thompson who gets forced into the boards. Thompson, Cole Hutchinson, off to Moran. Moran bounces it. That shot by Arnold blocked, and just gonna scoop it in there was Cole Hutchinson, as now possession will go back to Elora.
Yeah, that one almost squibbed in, but not so lucky there for Owen Sound. So they're still trailing this, and it's been quite a while since they were able to beat the goaltender.
Given away there by Elora. And now flying around the net is Owen Pryor. Pryor. Head full of steam, will stop up and hand it off to Joel Coughlin. Gotta wonder if the hourglass is becoming a little too steep here with Owen Sound down by 3 with only 7 minutes to go. Binning, absolutely manhandled. There was Loam Wickens, but there's a penalty against Elora, it looks like, and that shot by Tyson Morrison goes wide, and now we're going to get another power play for Owen Sound, who are, in fact, I believe technically there'd be 3 and 4 because the 5-minute major elapsing automatically means they will not be able to score every single time. So now going back to the box there is Ewan Mackey, so Owen Sound will look to improve on their power play marker, which they have been great on tonight. Steve, a big reason why they're in this game right now is their power play clicking finally here tonight.
Yeah, and they got an illegal cross-checking call. I believe he hit the ball carrier, Loam Wickens, while he was on the floor, which you can't cross-check a player. You can slash the stick, but
quickly want to thank Pizza Hut for the crew refreshments here tonight. You can see them at 669 10th Street West here in Owen Sound, or you can call them at 519-371-5660, or visit their website at www.pizzahut.ca. I plan to take home all the pepperoni pizza that Mark Perry ordered, the producer down there in the cubby hole, as Coughlin. Around Moran, Loam Wickens, Coughlin, Loam Wickens. Shot, I thought he passed it there, and that one goes high and wide, retrieved though by Moran, Loam Wickens.
Yeah, he did catch a piece of the goaltender, so they'll get a reset, and Loam Wickens has really looked good tonight. He's looked confident, and for a guy coming up from the U17s, he's probably got a pretty good future.
And that shot saved there by Carter Moran. And Elora's waiting here. They're going to chew up 30 seconds of this man advantage for Owen Sound. As Moran's kind of cherry picking in the Elora zone. Levine shot, that one bounced high and wide, and Levine just pops it into the corner. And now here comes Owen Sound again.
Yeah,
Loam Wickens.
They got lots of time here to run something, so we'll see if they can't create a little deception and get off the snide here. It's been a while since they put one in the net.
They tried to do that cross crease pass, and possession will stay with Owen Sound as just could not retrieve. That one was Elliot Thompson. Now Lone Wickens. Coughlin, Lone Wickens. Moran, Lone Wickens. Shot, Arnold scores! Curtis Arnold finally stops the bleeding at 5, and now they're back down only by 2 with their 4th power play marker of the night, and they continue to be able to click on the man advantage. Definitely a positive, even if they're not able to come up with the result tonight, Steve.
Yeah, and again, just a little bit of ball movement, not settling for the early shots in the 30-second clock from the shooter in top position. So, it's a work in progress, and I'm sure the coaching staff is on them all the time to execute what the plays they've been given. But Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say, and it is progressing. They've had great results in the power play tonight.
Looks like a violation almost right off the face-off, so now possession will go to Elora here with only about 5.5 left in this third and potentially final frame. Brinley Wilson, they're almost looking to step into one. Wilson still got a hold of it. Brinley hands it off. He'll get it back though. He'll give it across to Wilmetz. Wilmetz will hand it off, back up top there. That shot blocked, and it will go right in towards the Owen Sound bench. That shot from a mile away, right into the chest there of Sanderson. Possession will go to Owen Sound, and that's Calvin Stewart now with the ball. Off there to Carter Moran. Moran. Up for Lone Wickens. Morrison shot, that one saved. Everest will go to retrieve it, and he will. Everest now hands it off. Lone Wickens again, trying to get through the middle. Can't, but still seemingly has possession of the ball. Up now for Moran. Moran now for Hutchinson. Shot, that one goes wide. It's going to careen all the way down to about half floor. We'll see if Moran can get rid of it. And he will as he airmails it towards the Elora end. And that one will be caught by Ryan McDougall, who will hand it off to his little counterpart, Evan McDougall. Back for McDougall. Evan McDougall hands it off, try to get it back there. Brinley now, Wilson back down for Moore, up top now for Levine. Levine steps around, Levine shot, that one saved by Sanderson, but retrieved by J.J. Levine. And Levine now taking a couple healthy whacks, he'll now go off. Grabbing at his looked like quad there. It's now back for Brinley Wilson. Evan McDougall, right around McDougall, that one shot saved by Sanderson into the netting, and possession will go back to Elora. Gardner Patak just rocked one of the Elora players. That one looked to be Aiden McDougall. Trying to get a look towards the net, could not. Now McDougall passes it, taken away, and now here comes Owen Sound. It's Owen Pryor. Pryor in a foot race. Pryor stops up. Pryor couldn't get the shot away, but he was able at least to get it all the way to the other end of the floor, and now force Elora to have to bring it all the way back.
Yeah, again, great effort. Unfortunate execution. He looked like he tried to pull up and allow the defender to pass by him, and the defender wasn't taking anything like that. He made sure he manhandled his opponent and resulted in a weak shot attempt that went nowhere.
Oh, and it might be a hold there on Stewart, and they're going to call a step in there for Elora. Now they're going to do a wipe here of the floor as Elora and Owen Sound were just slipping, sliding away there right near the orange pin. I think you can actually see it there on your screen about where that what spot is. But now looking at the look at the next schedule here for Owen Sound. Only 4 more home games. Well, actually only 3 more home games if you don't include tonight. They got the point. They got Point Edwards, the Pacers on Saturday, and then they don't come back till the 15th against Guelph on the Thursday, and then they got Saturday also against London. But had to see their 4-game road trip in Guelph, in Cambridge, in Point Edward, in Wallaceburg, and then end the season in St. Catharines. So on the back half, on the back 9, if you will, of the Owen Sound Junior North Star season, we'll see how this team can make up some points here. They have 2 games in hand on Cambridge in the standings, who are behind them in the 8th spot. Currently Owen Sound in the 7th spot. So we'll see how much farther Owen Sound can get in the standings. I believe they are 6 points back of the 6th spot at this current point.
Yeah, they're probably 7th is probably a good spot for them. They end up matching up with Elora if all things remain as they are today, and they played Elora real well today on a little bit of a shorthanded situation, so that's probably, they'd rather have them than Six Nations anyways.
And they're going to call it over and back. That call rather late, Steve, but possession will go to Owen Sound. They're going to try to work quickly here. Moran.
Yeah, he called a back in the crease. The defender must have went out one side of the crease, and when he was coming around in the transition possession, inadvertently stepped in the corner of the crease as he turned up the floor.
Now coming up the floor there was Trey Verbeek.
Owen Sound's probably going to want to press the ball carrier here a little bit. The clock is not their friend with less than a minute and a half to go, and they're down by a couple here, so they need the ball.
And Levine there just kind of whacks it over to Jabe Verbeek. Into the middle shot, that one just goes high. And the shot clock will go to Brinley Wilson there with the last effort. And now Owen Sound with possession with about a minute to go, so.
We're going to go 6-on-5 here, so.
Nick Anderson is making his truck to the bench. Coughlin. Moran, Coughlin. Morrison. Shot right into the netting there, and we'll see if Sanderson can get back to the net quick enough. Looks like a couple more stars get off, so now Sanderson will take a hefty jog, and he makes it there before Elora takes an effort at the net. And now Levine might hold it for the rest of this 10 seconds left on their shot clock, which will basically take us to the end of this game here tonight. Is now taking a run. Wilson, did that go in? I don't think it did, so possession will go back to Owen Sound, and a timeout taken by the North Stars here with 22.9 left on the clock. And yeah, I'll go as far as to say, God, I think this game is out of reach, but with how quick you can score in lacrosse, I don't think there's any real insurmountable lead.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt they'll go 6-on-5 here, and if they could strike early, Elliot Thompson's dominated the draws, so you know it wouldn't be a shock to even go 6-on-5 right off the face-off. Put all your offensive guys deep, and you know if Elliot can continue to win the draws, push the ball down, and yeah, you know 23 seconds here to go. It's possible. The fact that they've scored 1 goal in the last 30 minutes is unlikely, but stranger things have happened.
And 2 is all they need to send this one to overtime.
But irregardless of the outcome, and obviously the coaching staff would certainly love to have the 2 points and solidify that 7th spot. You know, they've had a gritty effort tonight. They've hung around all night. Again, got outstanding goaltending, and you know, they've proven that once again they can hang with some of the better teams in the league.
And now Lone Wickens flying up the floor. Moran, Coughlin, shot, score! Joe Coughlin! And did you tell me there's a chance? We'll see here on the face-off, Steve.
Well, again, that was an exceptionally well drawn up play. If it wasn't a play, it was certainly a great read by Carter Moran, but a lot of work off ball, which we haven't seen a lot of all night, and he made no mistake going far side low with that shot, and here we go. We got, you know, as we talked about, goalie out, all the offense other than 1 ball retriever behind on the draw, and well, we're going to send them all down here. So
I think Kruger's coming back here to retrieve this win if In fact, Thompson can stay borderline perfect here against Evan McDougall.
Oh, Thompson got a little antsy and got called for a procedure call, and if Elora can get the ball up the floor, they don't need to. They're just
going to be a minor anyway against Owen Sound, so Elora is just going to hold it, and that will end this one as Owen Sound only lose by 1, but what a topsy-turvy game, Steve. We came into the second period tied 3-3. We came into the third, Owen Sound down 6-5, and they end it 8-7. So Owen Sound making it, again, close. We talked about it. They played Six Nations close. They played Windsor close. They played a bunch of teams in this West Division close, and Elora right now is second in the OLA, now tied for first with Six Nations. Again, Six Nations does have quite a few games in hand. They have a game tomorrow against Windsor. But they played Hamilton on Sunday in Hamilton, rather close, losing by 1-7-6. So they play everybody close, seemingly, at the top of the standings, and that is no different here tonight.
Yeah, they just they always seem to come out a goal or two short, and again, they're a little thin on offense, and it showed again tonight with the power play. I think they netted 4 on the power play, so they only had 3 at even strength, but to take nothing away from them. They, again, played a real gritty game, worked hard all night, and really did a good job keeping the score within reach against a really high-powered offense from the Elora Mohawks.
And not just the high-powered offense, the great defense. This team, they're starting 2 goalies in Sam Forbes and Xavier DeMichel. They allowed basically 6 goals a game between those 2 guys, and tonight they allowed 7 to Owen Sound, which is right around their average, but to be able to let Owen Sound keep it that close, Steve, I think is quite a remarkable feat again for this team that is in the 7th spot. This could be a playoff matchup later down the road.
Yeah, no doubt this is probably how they're going to match up. And, after a game like tonight, I think they had a real close one when they were in Elora as well. So they've proven that they can hang with them. They just got to learn how to win, and, it only takes one, and to build that confidence, and hopefully they'll get an opportunity to do so in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they have one more home game coming up. I believe that one coming Saturday, but then they got to go on a 4-game road trip. They do play quite a few of the lower-ranked teams in Point Edward and Wallaceburg, respectively, but still, 4-game road trips are never easy, and having to do it later in the season, I think, is a little bit of a disadvantage, having to get ready for the playoffs away from home.
Yeah, as you said, they do play some of the teams that have struggled. They've gotten I think this might have been their last game against a real top-rated opponent. So, they're situated well to rack up some wins going into the playoffs, and, if that builds a little confidence in them, all the more power to them, because they're going to need it. They're going to need to execute on both ends of the floor. They're getting outstanding goaltending, and you never know. There's been 7 seeds upset 2 seeds before, and again, they've showed they can hang with Elora. So, things are looking up.
Now, before we go, Steve, I want to go players of the game for both sides. We'll start with Owen Sound. I think, for myself, I think the answer's pretty easy. I think it's Nick Sanderson. He's been so good for them since he came over from Newmarket. Do you agree with me? Do you think it's Nick Sanderson?
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly honorable mention to Carter Moran. I think he probably had 5 points tonight. And Lone Wickens, again, the U17 call-up, I think he's looked better and better every time he comes up. And he's got a lot of skill. He looks like he's getting more confident. And, those 3 were, for me, were the top Owen Sound players. But no doubt Nick Sanderson, as he's been pretty much every game, is really showing he was a great acquisition by the Owen Sound Club.
Yes, and then going over to the winners, Elora, I think my answer would be Tobias Wilson. He also had a hat trick like Carter Moran did. But what do you think? Who do you think was the player of the game for the OA side?
I think you've got it there, although they're so deep up front. There's guys that may not have contributed on the score sheet so much, but they all had touches. They all worked hard off ball and to create opportunities for each other, and they executed well in the power play. So, I would look at their entire offense as a whole. That, quite frankly, they were very cohesive, and they looked impressive.
Well, that'll be it here for us. For Steve McCarthy, I am Spencer Byers. Stay tuned again. They do stay home for their next game. I believe it's this coming Saturday, but then they go on the 4-game road trip. But stay tuned. Lots of lacrosse going on, senior and junior B action. And we got field lacrosse tomorrow. So, again, lots of lacrosse here in Grey County. Please come and watch or come out live because we got some great games going on. For, again, Steve McCarthy, Spencer Byers, Mark Perry, and Daryl Van Slack down in the control room. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Rogers TV.
Now, another event that you had here, which I wish I had lived closer to kind of even just to have a peek at, you had a Sown youth group and a big canoe trip, getting people back on the water, which looked like an absolute blast.
Yes, we were really lucky. We literally launched it here at the park the first time. So we had a little campfire, we had a meal, we did this hike with an elder. So he was able to share stories and some of the language along this route. And then we had a little campfire and we loaded everybody into the big canoe. And we literally paddled around here, saw the egrets and saw some other mergansers and what have you. And we went out towards the Alva, which you guys were lucky enough to visit today. So we headed that way. We didn't make it all that way, but we hope to do that every week. This past Sunday, we did it on the Saugeen River. So we loaded everybody into the amphitheater at the location, and then we went up the river a little bit, and we went down the river a little bit, and then called it an evening. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, a lot of bonding time, and a chance for an elder to share some of the stories of the area, and for the youth to be able to sit and listen, and also work as a team to do this event, because canoeing is teamwork.
I had a wonderful experience with Tom on the big canoe trip as well. So he's a great guide, a wonderful guide. But I'm glad to see that he was able to accommodate you guys here and as well as on the Saugeen River. How can people get involved and see what you're doing? Do you have a web page or a Facebook page?
So yes, we have a web page. It's bogadawad.ca, I think.
Could you spell Bogadawad?
Sure, of course. It's BAGIDA apostrophe WAAD and then Alliance.
Alliance.
And
Okay.
on our social media, it's just Bogadawad.
Okay, and I have to ask, what does Bogadawad mean?
They set a net in our language, in Anishinaabe.
They set a net. Oh, what a wonderful way. Yeah, that kind of captures it all, doesn't it?
It does. And that's with the net, we are hoping to be able to capture like the youth, our age people, and then further on.
And further on.
And then able to gather all that knowledge and share it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I thank you, ladies, for accompanying us today. It has been an absolute blast. And I thank you, our viewers, as well, for joining us today. And we will see you again next time on Wandering Grey Bruce.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Looking for the best way to get the Major League Baseball games you want to watch? Rogers Super Sports Pack has you covered. With MLB Extra Innings, you'll have a premium ticket to out-of-market regular season games with all games available in HD. Don't miss the action from the games you want from both the American and National Leagues. MLB Extra Innings, part of the Super Sports Pack. For only $35.95 a month, Rogers customers get all this for one all-inclusive price. Order using your remote starting on channel 431 or visit Rogers.com today.